Hello guys, and today we are going to be showing you stuff that Gregorian, the developer of the game, should add to Computer Tycoon or fix. So the first thing is the historical map. First of all, the historical map isn't 100% historical because there's a way that my pretty bad old geography way was that in 1974, when the game starts, Eritrea is independent. I don't know if that's how you say it, but Eritrea only became independent in like 1993 from Ethiopia. So hopefully Andres, the developer of the game, Gregorian's actually I think the Ting, Gregorian I think, but like the name of the developer is Andres. So hopefully Andres will fix that. Next, that was something that I really like, but there might be some other inaccuracies. So, next of all, I kind of do want it to be like a dynamic pricing system. Like, I would like a dynamic pricing system. First of all, right now it just has one-time cost. Of course, dynamic pricing systems might be a huge pain in the butt, but maybe it might not. But it's really just so you have to like edit it like every few months, or like it changes couple months the price, or yearly, or like couple of years like it goes up or down. And so like in historical mode in the 2010s, laptops suddenly started becoming cheaper, and that's what happens, really. That's what happens. And also at the in the 2000s, for example, cheap computers go on a trend. So after the 1990s, like in the 2000s, the prices of computers should fall dramatically, especially portables. Because right now portables are really expensive in the game, and they are good priced in the beginning of the game, but when you get into the 1990s and early 2000s, it's like, man, it's too expensive. Like, come on, an average notebook in 2006 costed around to $1,000, and now it's like $400 or something like that. Next of all, I would really like to show you guys, or tell you guys, is this. I kind of am running out of ideas as I see, but this is something that I know Gregorian is currently working on this, and this will just become an outdated bug or thing, is that you can in the version I still play, you can still see those lines that of the countries. This isn't important, so if you already heard about this in one of my videos, that means you can skip this part. I don't know when, but okay. Next, so you like, for example, you can see Ukraine on the map if you zoom in very closely, and then it shows Ukraine. If you want, and it's communist, so there's no use. If you want to learn more about this bug, just watch the video I'm gonna put up on a card right there. So click up in the top right corner if you're on a computer or a laptop. Okay. Next of all, we are going to be is that the markets have not real names. The names aren't so real. Like, for example, there was like Cambodia, for example. Like, it wasn't called Cambodia forever, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo was actually called Zaire. Zaire. Is that how you say it? But it's spelled Zaire. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that was the Democratic Republic of the Congo before 1998, I think. It's not really real, which is stuff. And it is historical maps, so there should be historical names for the countries, right? In fact, like, for example, Cambodia, they had changed its name for a lot. a lot of time at one time, and the game just calls it Cambodia forever. That's just how it goes. Next of all, we are going to be showing you this. The flags. Well, the flags are not historical. It just has the most modern flag, like there. However, I'm also like the recent flag there or stuff like that. The flag is just like it's so modern in 1974. So like there should be old flags if it's an historical map, but I don't think it's historical flags. So that's something I just say low priority because people don't want to learn like flags from like the 1970s or something like that. So I feel like that's going to be a low priority thing on his list, and I really focus him on bug fixing. Next of all, we've got how many countries there are. Right now there are too little, but back in the old times there were too much. I'm trying to make my printer die because it's not stopping. But if you can see that actually there are too little countries in the modern version, but in the first ever version there were too many. Like for example, you had an independent country for French Southern Atlantic lands, which isn't really independent. And the McDonald Islands and Puerto Rico was independent there. Yeah, that was kind of confusing. But now we're two little countries. Where's Eswatini, which if I was like 5 years ago, I would call it Swaziland. Like, where's Lesotho? Man. And where's the Gambia? Where's Kiribati? Where are all the Caribbean islands? And where are all the islands in the Oceania? I'm not trying to call it Australia because it's not 100% Australia. But now, like, there are so little countries. Of course, I would like to see just Equatorial Guinea come back and Guinea-Bissau because really they are bugging me. So map, like, you don't need to care about the Caribbean or like the Oceanian islands because that really doesn't matter. But like, make the map so like there's like countries that are real, like there, like that. That was kind of confusing. But yeah. And I feel like I've done a long list so far. I see that I've been for nearly 8 minutes right now. And I'm not really feeling like talking that much because I'm very tired today. And also, got to mention that Progo Ryan, he's doing a good chance for doing many things. My computer has some storage space issues right now. 200 megabytes free. Oh my. Downloads. I'm gonna delete some stuff on my computer because there are more bad mode there. Delete. And let me empty my recycle bin. Oh yeah, it has a lot of stuff in there already. For a second, my computer was running low on disk space. Yeah, there, I don't know what took up all my disk space. But yeah, that was one big problem. That was a problem with my computer, not a problem with me. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. The computer Tycoon things that I really want to fix. And also there's this one thing. I really love this game. So huge shout out for Pregorian to even making this game possible. And I know for a fact that they are working on bug fixes, and I feel like bug fixes should be the top priority, man. Nobody likes a buggy game. And also those country things I showed. You just recover an old version. You can just copy the spellings, apart from Blau, which is no translation. Because like in the old game, I would have said a lot more. Like, why is Lao called no translation? That was what it was like in the early game. Bugs were the main thing to fix. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. So goodbye.